Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys anime episode review. This time I am talking about episode 141, which is episode 5 of Aim to be a Pokemon Master. So, let's get to it. In this episode, Ash, Misty, and Brock are in Vermilion City. As they walk down the street, a Venonat approaches them, triggering Misty's fear of Bog-type Pokemon, and making Brock remark that she still has not gotten over said fear. Venonat's trainer soon calls for it. Ash and friends then notice a Hariyama and a Camerupt who are working at a nearby construction site. Two kids soon rush past Ash and the friends while screaming about a show. Curious, Ash, Misty, and Brock follow the kids, which leads them to a sign that reveals that the show in question features the Squirtle Squad, which of course includes Ash's Squirtle. Misty mentions that the Squirtle Squad are now quite popular, and Ash decides to watch the show. But first, he sends out Charizard and Bulbasaur, so that they can see what their friend Squirtle is up to, and so that they can watch the show as well. Charizard and Bulbasaur are quite shocked when they see the sign. They all then excitedly decide to watch the show together. However, before watching the show, they stop by the show's gift shop, which is run by the managers of the Squirtle Squad, who are Team Rocket in disguise. After buying some goods, Ash and friends sit down to watch the show, with Pikachu looking quite adorable. The show soon begins, with Team Rocket playing the part of Team Blaze. They are wearing a fire-themed version of their classic uniforms, and they even recite a fire version of their motto. They then start a fire with the help of Meowth. The Squirtle Squad soon appears to stop Team Blaze. They are hilariously dressed like Power Rangers, and they even pose dramatically since this is a Super Sentai show. Super Sentai is what inspired the Power Rangers. The Squirtle Squad use Water Gun to put out the fire started by Team Blaze. During the performance, Squirtle notices Ash, and it is very happy to see its former trainer. Since their plan was foiled, Team Blaze surrender, and the Squirtle Squad ended the show with a triumphant pose. After the show, all the children line up in order to take pictures with and greet the Squirtle Squad. Squirtle looks for Ash among the crowd, but it is soon overwhelmed by all the kids. While Ash and the friends wanted to greet Squirtle as well, they are stopped by Team Rocket, who say that the photo and the greet session is now over, and the Squirtle Squad are returning to their hotel. Accepting that Squirtle is too busy to see them, they all decide to leave. As they leave, they are spotted by Squirtle, who is clearly hurt because they left without saying hello. Back at the hotel, the Squirtle Squad and Team Rocket enjoy a celebratory feast, though Ash's Squirtle soon gets mad when it remembers Ash and the friends being all happy. Squirtle utters, "Am I not your friend anymore?" It then gorges on its food angrily, clearly drowning its sorrows or acting like it does not care. Ash and friends soon walk by the hotel, and they decide to go see Squirtle. Meanwhile, the Venonat from earlier runs into the construction site from earlier, where the Hariyama from earlier tells it that it cannot be here. So Venonat runs away, and It soon joins up with a Makuhita and a Spoink. The three of them headed to the warehouse district to play around. Back at the hotel, Ash and friends find the Squirtle. However, before they can greet it, they are once again stopped by Team Rocket. Though this time, Charizard and Bulbasaur manage to sneak by, and they get to happily greet Squirtle, who responds with rejection. Charizard is like, "Don't you give me that attitude," and he burns the Squirtle Squad, food and all, to a crisp. Squirtle does not take kindly to this, and it gets into an argument with Charizard. While Bulbasaur tries to defuse the situation, Squirtle uses Water Gun to hit both it and the Charizard. This makes the pacifier become another aggressor. Just as things are about to boil over, Ash and the Pikachu intervene. However, they just end up being caught in a crossfire of attacks. While Ash tries to reason with Squirtle, it's no use, since Squirtle responds with indifference. Pikachu then proceeds, in anger, to shock everyone, which is hilarious. Charizard and Bulbasaur decide to leave, even though Ash tries to stop them. Ash then tries to reason with Squirtle once more, but since Squirtle still chooses to give him the cold shoulder, Ash reluctantly leaves alongside Misty and Brock to go after Charizard and Bulbasaur. Squirtle is left looking sad and remorseful. Team Rocket decides that this is their chance to steal Pikachu, since Ash and friends appear to be vulnerable. At a cafe, Ash, Misty, and Brock wonder what made Charizard, Bulbasaur, and the Squirtle fight, but they cannot find the answer. Ash tells Charizard and Bulbasaur to cheer up and make up with Squirtle, but they both stubbornly refuse to do so. Ash reminds them that they are all good friends that traveled together. Remembering the good old days makes Charizard and Bulbasaur briefly forget their anger, but they soon return to being angry since they are way too prideful and stubborn. Meanwhile, Team Rocket tries to catch Pikachu. However, the net they use ends up hitting the Hariyama from the construction site, who hilariously proceeds to fling Team Rocket into the sky after giving them a good spin. Team Rocket then lands on the Camerupt from the construction site, who proceeds to fire them into the sky with its volcanoes. So Team Rocket blasts off again, twice in the span of a few seconds, which has to be a new record. Sadly, their net falls on a faulty cable in the warehouse district. Meanwhile, Venonat's trainer reports its disappearance to Officer Jenny. Upon seeing Officer Jenny, Brock does his usual routine, which is funny, and hilariously, he gets both poison jabbed by Krogunk and has his ear pulled by Misty. The two of them then drag Brock away. It's great seeing both running gags together at once. Meanwhile, in the warehouse district, as Venonat, Makuhita, and Spoink continue to play around, the faulty cable and the Team Rocket's net conspire to start a fire. The smoke from the fire is soon noticed by a lot of people, including Ash and friends, Officer Jenny, and some members of the hotel staff, which allows the Squirtle Squad to learn of the fire. With a crowd of people surrounding the now flaming warehouse, the Squirtle Squad arrives, and they proceed to use water gun on the fire. However, the fire proves to be quite resilient. Officer Jenny, Ash, Misty, and Brock soon arrive. While Officer Jenny and Brock focus on keeping everyone away from the flames, Ash and Misty focus on helping to deal with the fire. Misty sends out Politoed, Clauncher, and Psyduck, who use Hydro Pump and Water Gun respectively on the fire. Ash tries to get Charizard and Bulbasaur to help, but they refuse. So Ash and Pikachu take matters into their own hands. First, they encourage Squirtle and the Squirtle Squad, who started to lose confidence in the face of the intense fire that refuses to be put down. This encouragement makes the Squirtle Squad shed their Sentai uniforms in favor of their firefighter jackets, while striking a badass pose. And they also work together more effectively. Ash then uses a water hose to help with putting out the fire, while Pikachu uses Thunderbolt to keep the fire from hitting Ash. Just when it seems like things will work out, a strong gust of wind makes the fire spread. This finally makes Charizard and Bulbasaur help. Charizard uses his wings to blow the fire away so that it does not spread, while Bulbasaur uses Razor Leaf to cut down nearby tree branches before they catch on fire. Since they are all finally on the same page, they are motivated to give it their all. But just as the fire is almost out, Venonat, Makuhita, and Spoink appear on the roof, and they are in need of rescuing. So Charizard flies up to them with Bulbasaur and Squirtle on his back. Squirtle uses Water Gun to keep the flames at bay, while Bulbasaur uses Bind Whip to rescue the Pokemon in danger. With this crisis averted, Squirtle rejoins the Squirtle Squad, and together they finally manage to put the fire out. Ash then embraces Squirtle, and all the Pokemon that helped with the fire then gather around to celebrate. Charizard proceeds to congratulate them all with Flamethrower, which does not go over well. This leads to a hilarious reaction from Charizard. We then see that Latias is flying overhead. The Officer Jenny in charge of the Squirtle Squad then arrives, which delights Brock, since there are now 2 Officers Jenny. The second Officer Jenny explains that the managers took the Squirtle Squad without permission, so she is glad that she found them. She also says that all the money from the show will be donated to Vermilion City. The first Officer Jenny is glad, since they will be able to repair the warehouse district with this money. Ash, Pikachu, Charizard, and Bulbasaur then bid farewell to Squirtle. Ash tells it to do its best and that they should battle together again someday. This makes Squirtle tearfully embrace Ash, which is touching. The episode ends with a bunch of people rushing Ash in order to get his autograph and his picture, since he is the world champion. 2 kids recognized him earlier while the fire was still raging. These are the same 2 kids from the beginning of the episode, who also appear several times throughout the episode, including here at the end, leading the charge towards Ash. Nice to see the new world champion being treated like a celebrity as well. So, that's the short but detailed summary of the episode. Now it's time to highlight, analyze, and comment on my favorite moments and or moments that are noteworthy / interesting. There is just something completely magical about getting to see Charizard, Bulbasaur, and the Squirtle again, especially getting to see them together again. While their reunion was not a happy one due to the misunderstanding on Squirtle's part, it was still hilarious to see them bickering, especially when Ash and Pikachu got caught in the crossfire, which then made Pikachu give everyone a shock, which was very, very funny. Seeing the starters realize how much they mean to each other was very touching, and seeing them reconcile and work together was truly exciting and delightful. Also, getting to see Ash command all three starters again was simply spectacular, even if it wasn't for a battle. I honestly cannot emphasize enough just how happy this episode made me. Not to mention how emotional it made me due to the nostalgic flashbacks and Ash and the Squirtle's heartfelt farewell. Honestly, my only gripe with this episode is that Squirtle did not rejoin Ash. However, since I expected this to happen, I was not disappointed. Just a little sad. Especially because we might never see Squirtle again. And yet, we did not get to see it battle alongside Ash and its fellow starters, and their time together came to an end way too soon. One episode is just not enough to truly allow these old friends to do and say everything they want. But for as brief as it was, this was still a fantastic, enjoyable, fun, and a touching reunion that made me very, very happy. Also, as always, it's great that Latias is still following Ash. But those are my thoughts on and analysis of the episode. Now it's time to bring this review to a close by going over my overall opinion of the episode. So, overall, I absolutely and totally loved this episode. It truly is, without a doubt, something special. And it is now, for sure, my new favorite episode of this miniseries thus far. I honestly wish that every episode of this miniseries could be this exceptional. This episode is a prime example of the kind of moments and emotions this series should be giving us. And it is such a waste that this has not really been the case thus far. Here's hoping that we can get more episodes like this in the future. But that's the review and the video. So, as always, leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.